Alright guys, we are back working on the Bonneville.
I did not expect that to be that loud.
Jesus. Yeah, we are in the process. Well, we want to drop by Park Rose and get some brake clean to clean this up. Also, it's light enough where we can pick it up and just put it over here. We just want to clean it up and then we're going to take it apart. The quotes that Tristan got for rebuilding the transmission, just to look at it, were a couple $100, and then rebuilding it was like, all quotes were like over $1,000.
Yeah.
So, I mean, honestly, it's still not like a bad idea, but it's just not in the cards right now to do it rebuilt.
So I have learned a lot more information since like last weekend. For example, this is the pump shaft, and I was pretty concerned about the amount of play, but that's actually normal. When the converter is in, it's actually normal. It doesn't move like that, and it's kept in place. The only thing holding it in place is the input shaft from behind. Okay, so that's not a problem. The pin that we found on the drain plug...
It looks like a roll pin.
It looks like a roll pin. Dave from Triple Edge Performance was telling me it might be a pin from the differential, which might be able to be fixed, or might need a new differential, but that's like a $200 swap. So, gonna look at that. And we're also just trying to get this thing cleaned up, maybe torn apart today, and also just these brackets taken off so we can work on it, and these brackets are disgusting.
Yeah, this was one of the transmission mount brackets, and you can see all the gross, I mean, just CV fluid or whatever that is in these things, the grease that they pack in it.
Also, this converter, the bushing, I think you guys saw the bushing got all messed up from, you can see it specifically right here. Right there.
Right in there.
It got messed up with the input shaft when we were trying to get the engine from the transmission while the converter was stuck because the engine was seized. So we had to wiggle enough room, and that's what did it. So that bushing can be removed and pressed back in with a press.
We've also looked into some other options. EZP has right now all they have in stock is a 3000 style, which probably wouldn't be the best option. And then we've also read a little bit about getting a converter from a different car, like a S10 truck, and those come in the 4L60E. I'm not sure if 4L60E converters work on the 4T65E transmissions, but we're just doing some research, and they actually come really cheap, remanufactured. They have better clutches, and they have a stall of like 2300 to 2700, so it's pretty good.
Yeah, a normal GTP, Grand Prix GTP, should be at a 2000 stall, and so it's kind of what I'm hoping to stay around, because since the increased gearing, it's gonna be, it's gonna be pretty rowdy. It's just a piece of piston just sitting on my transmission here.
Just fell off.
Just there you go.
That's fine.
That's fine.
So we're going to work on getting these mounts off, and then we're going to head to Park Rose, get some brake clean. We also need to take off these old transmission lines. We're going to be hopefully replacing them with some AN stuff and just have an aftermarket transmission cooler for it.
So we'll be back once we start tearing into it.
Alright guys, we went to Park Rose, picked up a new dolly actually, and we're going to be cleaning up this transmission now. We pulled out the old transmission lines. One of them actually broke when they came out, so that shows how, old these were. We're going to be taking these out and then putting in AN fittings and running basically what we did with my Mustang and Vince did with his, some twist tight stuff. We got some gross cancer on there from just the axle blowing up. And I guess just to put in perspective what we're doing here, we're going to take this whole back cover off. That'll expose the chain and everything that we need to get. Once we remove the sprockets and chains, we'll be able to take the input shaft out and then put it back together. We also want to take off the differential end and check it, because that's where Triple Edge said that it's likely where we found that wrist pin, or that's where it came from. And we also want to just take the oil pan off and see it under it. What do you want to do under the oil pan? You said you have shift kit stuff?
Yeah, I couldn't find it. No. But it's yeah, I've already taken that pan off and put it on and taken the accumulator out, put the parts of the shift kit that I could put in the accumulator. I don't actually know where the other parts go, and I couldn't find them. I have them laying around my garage somewhere.
We could also take off this motor mount, just clean it.
That is true.
Or
think about it.
Transmission mount.
It is a good anchor, though.
Yeah. It's actually a lot lighter than I first thought. I was able to pick it up on my own. There we go. Just move it over a bit. There you go.
Oh no! Shit!
Where's that dripping out of? Oh, that's the drain plug.
Yeah, the drain hole.
Well, we gonna clean this up.
Oh my god, that's way more than I thought.
Here,
Shit.
tip it over real quick. You can see it's kind of misty with some metal in there.
No, don't say that.
It's really hard to see on
Shit,
camera.
it should not be that dark.
Yeah, he changed the fluid like 30,000
Oh
miles
no,
ago.
it's still draining. Fuck.
That's why I said turn it over. Don't run the wheels through it.
Oh.
Turn it over.
Shit. Oh god.
That's better. All right, let's get this out of the way and clean it up, and we'll be right back. All right, we found the drain bolt and put that back in. Just sprayed this, and it comes right off. So we're gonna be pretty careful with all the openings this transmission has, but we're gonna go ahead and start spraying it down. Got some cardboard to soak up some of this stuff, and we have proper ventilation this time. Big wide open door, so
We're not gonna get high this time.
no hot boxing in the garage with brake clean.
Love it.
So yeah, we're gonna start spraying this. I might just set the camera on. See what happens.
So if we're gonna do it on this side, which we will, let's be careful of this. Let's just
Yeah.
be mindful of that.
Yeah, just gotta be careful.
Same with in here in the bowl.
Bell housing.
Yep, in the bell housing, we'll want to be careful.
Here, let's get some paper towels and maybe just stuff some of this. And it's starting to rain, but good thing we're working inside the garage. And
This, maybe.
plastic bag, yeah.
Do we have a rubber band?
Maybe. We have zip ties.
That'll work.
So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this situated, and then I'll probably set up the camera and we'll start cleaning it. Alright guys, we are done pretty much cleaning this side. Did as much as we could do. Made sure no brake clean gotten anywhere bad. There's still a lot of just like gunk in all these corners. There's a lot of just edges, you know, and curves. So
Yeah.
it's hard to get to everything, but for the most part it's pretty clean on this side. The other side is what we're mainly concerned with. I did kind of get to the back side of this plate here. So it's mostly clean. There was like, the axle grease was mainly right here. It was just completely resistant to the brake clean. I shot it and it just bounced right off like Superman. So this stuff is like a new life form. Also, all this brake clean, like right here was a big pool of it. It's just, I mean, evaporates, so we're good there. So we're gonna go ahead and flip this over and tackle the worst side. And the other side is actually a lot worse than this one. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. All right, we got the transmission flipped here. You can see this side is really gross, but yeah, we're gonna have to clean it. Other side looks much better. And then once it's cleaned up, we might do some fine detailing stuff, and then we're gonna start taking it apart. And then once it's taken apart, we're gonna see the scope of work, really what we're gonna have to do to put the parts in. And I mean, if everything goes smoothly, I'm sure we could actually have this put back together, like today. We can start painting it. If everything works, we don't run any issues. So we're gonna go ahead and clean this. I mean, I'm probably not gonna do another. Oh, should I do another time lapse?
I mean, sure.
Why not?
More content.
Alright guys, for the most part, we are done with this. We're just kind of drying it off and getting the last bits. It's really hard to get to every nook and cranny of this thing. So, just like Project F's engine, we're just going to kind of send it, clean it best we can, and paint it. So, now that we're done with this, we'll probably clean up the floor a bit, and then start with taking off the back cover, and work on getting the input shaft out. Alright, we have the transmission back up here. We're going to be trying taking off the differential. We might need something to pry it, you know.
Nope.
Easy. Clean.
Smells
So that's what I saw, the spider gears. Yeah, that's supposed to come out. So, or can come out. Maybe that is what it was. The wrist pin.
Maybe.
You're right in there. I bet that's what it was. That's what they were saying.
I see nothing. So, hey, that's a large pin, which means that there's more of it in the transmission because it's not in here.
I got new wrist pins or roll pins that we can put in. But yeah, right there. It broke off. It did. You broke your diff.
Okay, so that is broken right there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Can we slide the shaft back through?
Yeah.
Up top?
It broke off on both sides, actually.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yep, so like that. Rotate it. Or rotate your diff. Where is it?
You're gonna poke it through.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I mean...
We just tilt it up and take it out.
I'm not sure if it's like... If this end is like... Won't come out of... No, there's nothing.
Yeah. Here, just lift it up. I don't want to lift it up like that.
Oh. So it doesn't want to come out. Okay, well, we'll figure things out.
Yeah, we're going to work on this, but that's definitely where that roll pin came from. It sheared off on both ends.
It rotates pretty nicely with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And none of the gears look like they're fucked from that pin coming out.
Yep. Just be careful when you take that out because one of these can walk out on its own.
But yeah, the pin is still very evidently actually still in there. Yep. I didn't even realize.
That's what I told you.
So,
yeah, it sheared off on this side. And then...
How long is it? So it's not very long. Because...
Well, sheared off on both sides.
So there's part of it still in the...
Possibly, yeah.
Because it's not in this little hole, I don't think. Nah, I don't think it's in there. But yeah, so that's exactly where it came from. So I'm glad that we just immediately... Dave from Triple Edge said that this basically happens. The only thing that really makes this happen are really hard launches, which I've done a few, or burnouts, doing the one wheel peel, which I've done before. But you know what? I bet the previous owner did this damage.
Yeah.
And in fact, I take everything back. I have never once done a burnout in this thing in my life.
Yeah, that'd be irresponsible.
Never once have I done that. Ripperoonie. These are really rough, by the way. Like, I can feel it. You can feel it with your nail. I'll have to take some pictures and see if this is, like, totally, you know, this is totally fine. I'll have to ask Dave what he thinks. But this looks perfectly salvageable. But with my luck, it wouldn't be. With my luck, the whole transmission needs to be replaced.
So I got these. Just gotta find one that's the right thickness for it. And I also have a set to punch out. So he's punched that out.
Fit it through that hole right there.
Yeah, we just need to find one that's like the right thickness.
We need to punch this one out and see how thick that is. Because, like, they could be different diameters. That one looks... Yeah. Well, we'll come back when we got a little bit more shit to show you.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. So we got the pin out, roll pin out of there, and pulled it all the way through.
That's pretty cool looking. You can see this like gear.
Yeah, it's a. Oh, there's gear oil coming out of that too. But that's fine. Yeah. So we just need to find one that's the right size. If you look at this here. That's the one that was in the center. That's one that we found in the pan, so we're missing the other side.
It is clearly sheared off on both sides.
And my assortment kit actually doesn't have the right length. Like, this is the closest we have, and it's just not long enough.
So we need that same size, but just, like, you know, longer, because it will have to go through, you know...
Both sides and
both sides and the pin, and with my glove there, you can barely see, but that's only, like, half the length that we need.
Yep.
So, don't do burnouts, except... do burnouts.
You can do burnouts, it's fine.
It's fine. It's just a pin. So I think what we're going to do is, at some point, you're going to flip it over, take the pan off, and try and find that little bit somewhere.
Yeah, because it's clearly not here. And this one made the journey all the way to the magnet on the drain pan.
Which means I think the other one is somewhere in the pan, too.
Also, something to note. This surface, since it's spun in here, like literally the pin's in there so it doesn't move.
Yeah, I told him you can feel it with your nail. Like, it's kind of fucked up. But the bearings in the gears, they look the same.
Oh, those look the same in there? Oh, they do. You might need a differential.
Oh,
because
these
spider gears or these gears, they spin on this. And since it's messed up, you know, you might need a new diff. Barely seeing there, but the surface inside the gear is definitely scored up. Yeah, so new diff. So I think you just pop that out, right? I wouldn't try it, but I think that's all you do. Know. Because it's literally just gear sitting in here.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a seal.
I'll put that back in there.
Just be careful of that. Yeah, as far as I can tell, it's just 3 gears sitting on a big ring gear inside. Mm-hmm. So I think you just like pull it out as a whole.
So our plan is to weld this together. So no more one wheel peel.
What the fuck? I mean,
we're gonna weld it all together with some plates, and then we're gonna send it.
Yeah.
No pins needed.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea.
God, turning with a front wheel drive car and also log diff would be terrible.
I wonder if people do that.
I've seen there's this one Russian guy. There's this one Russian guy on YouTube that does like
I've seen
weird
it. Yeah,
shit.
yeah, I've seen
and
that.
he did that, and he said he tried to drive it in like a foot of snow, and that was the end of that because he couldn't.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely that sheared off. It's crazy. I mean, how long do you think it's been running like that?
No idea, because the transmission has never felt any different.
Yeah.
But I probably in the last year, because like most of the runs at the track have happened in the last year.
It probably happened at the track.
Because actually, I mean, I've sent it harder on the street before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. But it's just been like that for a while. This is a common issue. This is a common issue with this transmission.
You have to line up the bearing in that.
Oh boy. I think the seal. No, it goes in there.
I don't think it has anything to do with the seal. You just need to line it up with that with those.
Okay.
That was almost good.
There.
There we go.
Okay.
Put a bolt in the bottom. Or the top, I guess.
Put one on the bottom, one on the top. There. Okay, you can get that one too. Cool. All right.
Well,
and
now we know.
This transmission.
Here, where are the broken pins? Here we go.
This transmission is light enough for us me and Davis to carry ourselves, so that's good.
Yep.
If anyone needs to know, it's not that heavy. Well, it's like 250 pounds, probably 200 pounds, but
less than that. My transmission with no fluid in it is like 160 pounds, and then my 6R80 is like 180 pounds. I forget.
Oh.
No fluid. Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and probably put it on its back right here because it's flat, and then we can work on removing the pan, put some stuff under it, and yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut back once we have it there. All right, we were taking this out. We've already dropped a couple in there, but we do have a magnet, so we can fish it out.
By the way, this is a aftermarket ZZP aluminum pan, just so you guys know.
Does it come with a plastic pan to begin with?
No, comes with the pot metal shit on the like the oil pan.
Yeah.
But aluminum has better cooling properties as well as has these fins. They say it will like cool temperatures up a lot. All I wanted was a goddamn transmission pan with a drain plug. That's literally, and the only one on the market that also has one is plastic. So I'm not gonna buy that. Oh, there goes another one.
It's like they're not magnetic.
Oh, there goes another one. All right, that's all of them.
Okay, careful when you pull it. Just dumps. Pretty gross.
When I put the shift kit in, a Transgo shift kit, which is the best shift kit, you take this accumulator off, all these bolts, you take it completely off and then take it apart, and then you replace some of the springs for the pistons. It's
gonna need a new fucking filter too.
It will, for sure. Every time you take this, a pan off, you just replace the filter anyways. And then this third hole right here is like a little oiling tube. And this is actually known to pop out and not get enough fluid to the accumulator and kill the transmission. So this is like a little $5 part from Sontax, I think, that you can buy. And it solves that issue by tying these both in so they can't do that. So I would also recommend that so your transmission doesn't die.
But it'll just kill itself anyways.
Oh, I see where I can see the paper towel on the other side here.
Where the dipstick goes in.
Or the, oh, that is the dipstick, yeah.
Yep.
Where's my flashlight? I don't see that. I don't see that little doodad in there.
Yeah, well, looking where the differential is. So right in here. This is the diff right here.
Oh, you know what? You know, that's exactly where, like, that pin fell to. You know, it was right there, so.
Yep. The magnet picked it up immediately. So it'd be in there. Don't be a bitch.
It's literally held in by just friction.
Yeah, just pull it. You're replacing anyways, so you just yank it
I don't
out.
want to break anything, though.
And then you hear a crack.
Already heard a crack. This gasket looks really good, too.
Yeah, you reuse
which is
that.
good.
Sucker ain't coming
These
out.
things are a bitch. It was even worse in the car.
Yeah, just look how fucking gross and black everything is. Yeah, maybe it's in there. Hope not. Oh shit, there it is.
Where?
No, I'm just kidding.
God damn it, Davis, you fucker.
Yeah, I have no idea. Could be anywhere.
That pin could legitimately be anywhere.
Well, I mean, it would make sense because differentials right here broke off, came out right at that hole. Magnets right here. So, I mean, it could still be stuck up there and it'll work its way out and be picked up by the magnet and will be no problem.
I just don't want it to, you know, fucking self-destruct because of that pin not finding its way out.
There we go.
Do we have any paper towels there, Pete? Nope.
In here. My toolbox, there's another rag.
Is it cleaner than this one?
Yeah.
Alright.
Some nice Washington weather.
Yep. This is all winter.
No, this is our, like, spring, winter's over, isn't it?
Almost.
First day of spring, what is that day?
March 22nd?
Oh.
21st?
Never mind then. We're far from that.
Or maybe it's April.
No, it's March.
But, honestly, even in the winter, it's just doing this shit. So
It's supposed to snow next week.
I hope it doesn't. You know what? I take that back. I hope it snows 13 inches like it did a couple years ago.
Oh, God.
Literally, here in Washington, or at least here in Vancouver, we get like maybe 2-3 inches of snow a year. Or we get like 13 inches in one night. It's one of the two.
Yeah, or it just doesn't, and it rains for
Or
an
it just
entire
doesn't
month.
snow at all. But yeah,
Nice.
that was
Clean.
awesome when we got 13 inches in one night.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
that
awesome.
was crazy.
Yeah, I want that to happen again, especially since we got winter tires for Zoe's car now.
This baby can go back on there.
Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and put this pan back on and probably get it back on the table, flip this around so we can start taking out the back. And, or we might want to do it while it's on here just to kind of see like if any fluids come out. But yeah, we're getting pretty close to being done here. Alright, hot off the presses guys, we actually found the missing dowel pin. We were fishing through this transmission fluid with a magnet, picking up bolts that we dropped, and I actually happened to find the last broken bit.
There it is.
So that's how long it needs to be. So that was the center that was in that rod, and then those are the two pieces that broke off. So
Hell yeah, so that means it's not in the transmission.
Yeah.
I can't believe we found it in there.
that's
It
so
literally must have just come out like you said when I was draining it under the car.
yeah.
Yes.
That was very lucky that we found that. Yeah, this is basically what we were doing, just running a magnet through here until we picked it up.
Next thing we know, we find more transmission bits in there. There it is. Oh, no, that's not
It's
it.
a bolt. That's
I'm really happy we found that.
That's really like crazy that we found it.
And that one was the small one, too.
Yeah.
That's
So
tiny.
if we wanted to, we could just put a new one back in, or we can get a new diff.
Yes, we'll have updates next video.
Yep. Or on Instagram, you can follow us at Jerry Rig Garage.
Yeah.
We'll probably go ahead and put it on his pan and then take off the back, or put it back up here and then take off the back plate just so we can see the sprocket and everything. Probably be a better idea to do it on here so we can kind of clean it up instead of up there.
These dollies are so nice.
Yep. And then we will show you what's inside. Alright guys, we're in the process of taking this size off. It is a 13 mil and then a T40 touch bit at the bottom. And we'll figure out how to get this off. So I take it off carefully and just put it straight down pretty much.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of stuff back there.
There's a lot of stuff back here.
So
Some bits.
Really?
Oh wait, no, that's the casting.
Yeah, just casting's
wonderful.
Bad. So this looks like the valve body actually. So I wonder if we can take the valve body without having to take the valve body off without completely taking it out.
You mean like take it out but not apart?
Yeah, because my Mustang, I was able to remove my valve body without separating it because in between here, see this gasket? There are channels and ball bearings and stuff in here that, you know, regulate some certain things. Also looks like this gasket is reusable.
It looks metal.
Yeah. So it looks reusable. That's good.
Oh, it is metal.
Anyways, so at this point, I definitely want to reference the video.
Yeah, we've just like stumbled upon a whole, you know, I think like the chain is probably somewhere.
It is.
Your sprocket is probably right here.
Yep. So we have to take off the valve body, it looks like, these electronics, and then that cover, and you'll have it on there, and we'll just pull them off and put the new ones on.
Like, this looks quite complicated already.
A little bit. I mean, that's your gear selector.
Oh, yes.
That's your range sensor.
Is that in park? Is that in park right now? And then, like, is that neutral, first, second, third, fourth? Wait.
No, that's probably park right there.
That's park.
That's park. That's neutral
it goes park, or reverse?
Yeah, park, reverse, neutral, drive, 3, 2, 1. Yep.
Yep, okay.
And that's your range sensor. I had to replace my range sensor.
That's okay. That's what that looks like in this transmission. Do we have a somewhat clean rag? Pass me that one. I'm gonna clean this gunk.
Yeah, just be careful. Yeah, so this is definitely the valve body here. So sandwiched between here is a lot of stuff. So I'm hoping that we can replace it or remove this without having to take it apart. But we'll just look online and see.
Let's get some like new shop rags / like microfiber
before we don't jump into this.
Yeah. Just for this project. We need some anyway, so we've been talking about it.
So, might just clean out this. I don't know how much... I mean, we'll reference a video and see about continuing today, but, you know, this is a bit more, you know...
It's more than we thought.
Because if we can just remove the valve body like we did with my Mustang, unseparating it, it'll be a breeze.
Yeah,
if this whole unit comes out, just unbolt that. I mean, I see there's a bolt here. No, it doesn't go anywhere. So, yeah, I'm not sure where all the bolts are. Or if we do need to remove it and there's bolts in there.
There's no way to tell until we get in there. Until we watch a video.
Yeah, watch the video. Alright, guys. Unfortunately, the camera died. I'm not sure where we left off, but we did get the cover off. And we did watch a video on how to get everything out. We just removed this harness, unplugged all these electronic bits, unplugged it from there. Looks like we're going to need to take this cover off. Mm-hmm. This might be where the pump is. That pump shaft goes all the way through. Remove that. Then we do need to separate the valve body. Mm-hmm. And watching the video, it doesn't look like it's too crazy, but we're inexperienced with actually taking apart a valve body. So we'll just have to be extremely careful and watch where it goes and maybe look for some diagrams on where these ball bearings or these, you know,
We watched some videos of a guy changing out some of the pieces in the hub, and basically you remove the valve body, this side, take it off. You make sure, you know, like the separator is with it, all the ball bearings are in there, and then you remove this piece along with this is one piece, this back hole cover, and then once that's off, it looks really easy. You should be able to take the chain and sprocket set right out. And
then you need to remove the chain and sprocket anyways to get to the input shaft that we have.
And the input shaft, we didn't we didn't see him take that apart in the video, but we'll do that as well. And it looks easier than we kind of thought.
Yeah. So we're just going to be careful with it.
Still scary transmission stuff though.
It is. Yeah.
And then like, once you start taking apart this is where all the clutches and steels are.
We do have some parts that I think were mentioned to get replaced.
And that we have. Dave from Triple Edge Performance says that these are second gear oversized steel plates, and this is a shim that they actually make. And those two...
This looks like the differential gasket or something.
It does look like the differential gasket, but I think it's the input shaft gasket.
Could be, yeah. And then got this, a release valve for something. And we also got this, it doesn't say what it is, but yeah. This is our Borg Warner chain set. This looks like it'll be easy to swap. So if we were just doing the chain set, I think we'd be totally good. What scares me is going into the hub, because they say it's easy to remove, but it's kind of hard to get out. Yeah, but
Right, clean the wall.
I think we just need to remove this this fork, remove this cover, and some of these bolts, and this should come off separated, and then this is one big part.
Davis, I'm getting high again. Off of this brake clean.
So, yeah, I think we're just going to clean up and put this back for now. We don't have tons of time. We'll just use the time we have to clean up and end it off. So,
honestly, though, I feel like from the videos we watched, this is a really doable thing for like anybody who wants to change the sprocket set or buy a ZZP hardened steel input shaft or whatever. I feel like this is a doable job, and the guy that we're watching is doing it in the damn car, which is awful.
Also, he said he'd do it in like 10 minutes. Also, we do have the benefit of the transmission being completely out of the car, so we do have that. But yeah, we just need to remove basically this.
If this was in the car still.
Yeah, we would. We talked about it too.
I'm glad that we removed it, to be honest.
Yep. So yeah, Tristan has a lot of questions for Dave about the differential and seeing if he just needs to buy a new one. We did look at some videos, so it looks easy. We're just going to continue doing some more research on the valve body.
Also, the questions about the torque converter, see if it's salvageable,
and
or
then
if it's even worth it.
See if we can replace the bushing on this torque converter, reuse it possibly.
The differential, we'll have to see if that's salvageable or not.
If not, he'll need a new differential, he'll need a new torque converter, and we'll put all
everything.
This, and put this stuff in.
I should just buy a new transmission from Monster Transmissions.
Yep. So, yeah.
If this one breaks, maybe.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and put this together here, or put that back on, and then pick this up, next video. So, alright guys, we're pretty much done for today. We got the transmission all stored back over here. We got the cover back on. We just ran out of time today to continue with this, so just put that back on, and that'll allow us to do more research and figure out how to do it. I'm pretty confident that we'll be able to at least do the chain. The input shaft we'll just need to see more of, and then some of those, like that second gear steel plate, we need to figure out. And we're also looking into him getting that shift kit stuff, and we can put the rest of that in. We're draining out the converter here.
I'm pretty optimistic about all this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. We're, the only thing I'm concerned about is the converter, because the fluid was definitely black and had metal in it. So.
Well, the metal it had in it, like the actual flakes, were only from that bushing that I noticed. Mm-hmm. And if those are in the converter still, then it's done.
Needs a new one, yeah.
But if it's... Because I don't think I let anything fall. Anything that was barely trying to chip out, I got out with my finger. But we'll have to inspect it. So, basically, we're going to have to see if the differential needs replacing, can be fixing.
Yeah, that's another big thing. The differential with that pin, that roll pin that broke, it was allowed to spin in there.
So, might have to buy a new one or not. And then the converter... the options is get that bushing removed from a transmission shop, get another one cheap from Triple Edge, push it in, simple job, take it, put it back in.
It's a bushing exactly like a pilot bearing that you'd put in a engine. Yeah,
and so if that's not too affordable, if they're gonna charge me like
$100, $200,
like $200, $150 to do the job, I'm just gonna buy a new one. Like, why not?
Yeah. You can buy a remanufactured stock one for like $180. We were looking at the S10 converter, like we said, or ZZP has them, but that one isn't exactly what you're looking for. So there's options.
And there'll be answers later.
Yep. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and end off the video here. I think we made pretty good progress. We learned a lot about the transmission. So yeah, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video.
Later.